Yeah, okay, I have this at, let me fix it at 5 volts first. So I'm not using the regulator still at over here. I'm just fixing it at, I will use the regulator on my Vero-Board. So this is 5 volts fixed over here. So just verifying it with the multimeter. So I am having 5 volts. Be very, very careful when you are using it. I have this one at approximately 5.08. So I have this at 5 volts. Okay, when I have used this 5 volt over there, I am making this point as 5 volt, this point as ground. Now again this is placed over here like this one. I am using this 330 ohm resistance, and I am going to use a jumper wire maybe of this much length. I hope everyone can hear me loud. Wow, the jumper wire is incredible. Okay, so I am going to give 5 volts direct. 5 volts direct to the center pin. This is the center pin over here, and I am giving it 5 volt direct. You can attach a resistance on the top or the bottom, it's totally up to you. So now I have going to attach this 330 ohm resistance. This is the 330 ohm resistance. Just for example, I am attaching it over here to the first pin over here, and with the ground, this is going to be attached over there. So you can see which segment is light up, please. This is facing towards my side, so you can find it out. A, B, C, D, E. This is E. So if you see your diagram, I hope everyone has, this was E over there. Okay? I hope everyone, circuit diagrams, everyone has a mobile phone, I guess. You can download that over there. आपको मैंने दिया था link रात को. So everyone can, I'm not going to shift it again on the laptop. Okay? So just confirming out. I'm just confirming over here which pin is E, which pin is D, which pin is C over there. Just trying to tell you, because sometimes when you're buying it from Hall Road, maybe you're buying it from some other manufacturer, so sometimes this can be different as well. So just verifying this one over here. So you can see I'm using the first pin, this is E. The second pin, this is D over there. Now I'm not going to attach the center pin because it's the same 5 volts over there. So this is then C over there, and then this is the dot pointer over there. And if I am going to attach, supposedly, I will have to confirm the above one. So I will use another jumper wire, supposedly. Be very, very careful when using these jumper wires, because the jumper wires are still, some are very hard, some are very, very soft. So this one is, just confirm it from your, this is G, confirm over here, and the next pin should be F. So this is your F, and okay, sorry, you see the jumper wire is not very good, so that's why it is. Okay, the next pin is the A, so this is A, and this one is B. So I have the same nomenclature or the same pin out configuration that we require, and I have on the circuit diagram. Now when I have this one, the next thing I'm going to do is that I am going to now go on the Vero-Board and just turn this off, because now I am going to just have the Vero-Board. So I have the Vero-Board over here. Now I have to see the Vero-Board. The Vero-Board is, okay, I have the soldering iron turned on, so it can be turned off. The first thing I have to first of all look are the two block connectors. The two block connectors are here in front of me. I have the regulator over here. I have the capacitor over here. Now over here, if you can see, now this will trick of how you are going to manage it will come with some time, with some errors over here. Now since, if you can see over here, I have an IC. That IC has to be provided a VCC signal and a ground signal. I have the input at 7 to 10 volts over there, and then I have a ground connector. Then I have the 4-bit switch also over here. Now that has to be provided 5 volt signal as well. So I will not make the topmost line as 5 volt and the bottommost line as ground. What I will do over here, I will make the two topmost sides as 5 volt all, and the center two lines over here which are shown as ground. Why? Because this 4-bit switch is going to be attached to the lower one. The topmost ones are going to be attached with the 5 volt VCC. So what I am going to do, the first thing, I am going to attach this regulator over here at this point over here, and I am going to attach it over here like this. Now holding it, it's a little difficult because otherwise it can go directly inside it, but I will not advise you to make the whole legs going down like this. So I am not going to advise you to make it like this. Make it something like this, then you can cut this, because otherwise sometimes you need the regulator back. You want to desolder it. If you have done it like this, then there is no space actually to take it out over there. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to make it a little over here. So let me just put it in some direction. I have this, it's not working. Let me, okay. It's difficult to hold by one hand and do it over there. Anyway, I will just make it. Okay, please see this technique of how I'm going to use it. This solder wire is there, and I have this over here in this direction. Now I have this soldering iron in my hand. Bilal, little bit, just a little hand over here. Give us a solder. Actually I'm holding with my one hand the regulator, so इस wire के साथ जोड़नी है आपने इस point के साथ. So I hope everyone can look. I'm just touching that and बस ठीक है. अच्छा, don't hold the one, it's going to get hot and your hand will, बस ठीक है, अब हो जाएगा. When one is fixed, I don't need to hold it anymore. So it's now fixed over there. So I'm now just going to solder the other 2 pins over here very easily. Now please see the trick how I'm doing it. I am just keeping the solder iron close to the pin, and I am moving this one on the all 3 sides of that. You can see the hilltop. Bilal, ये थोड़ा सा इसको zoom in करो इसके अंदर, so that everyone can see. Zoom in. So you can see I am placing it over there like this. Okay. I'm just putting this iron tape at the pin and moving this the solder wire wherever I have the space. Okay. But please do not keep it for elongated time, otherwise what will happen, the copper will actually come out of it. So this is the regulator, this is attached as you can see over there. Now as I know this regulator, the first pin is the over here, this pin which I am holding at present. This pin over here on this left side of mine, this is actually, zoom out, let's go, 1 second. Okay, so this first pin over here, this is going to be the VCC. The second pin is ground. The third pin is 5 volts. Now since I told you I am going to keep this topmost as 5 volt, this one also has 5 volt. So I am going to first of all attach a jumper wire from this third pin to the topmost. Now I am not going to attach a jumper wire, since what is happening, this pin over here, this pin or this track is very close to this one. So without a jumper wire, I am just going to use the solder and I am going to make that bridge between those 2 points. Okay? This will save me some time also. So what I am going to do, just see it over here. I am just going to make this one up over here and over here, and okay, the bridge is, you can see the bridge is done. Okay? So I am not using a jumper wire. So this is very easy. When you have 2 points very close to each other and there is no other point over there, then you can do it very easily. So the bridge is done. So 5 volt is connected over here with the topmost line. Now still a capacitor has to be attached. That capacitor is this one. So where I am going to attach this capacitor has to be attached between the output and the ground. Now ground is still not connected with the other one. If you can see over here, what is ground? Ground is this center pin over here, this center pin over here, this one. So when this ground is there and the center 2 lines are ground. So again I can make a bridge small over there. So I am again going to use this one as the okay. Actually means we देख लेते हैं. Actually means अच्छा B over there. So just to check if the 2 are working or not, I will take my multimeter, fix it at the buzzer sound, and okay. So I am going to check it out. So just check the 2 pins, not connected, and this one is connected with this one. So there is no connection over there. when you are making this bridge, this will come with some time. Okay, you're not going to maybe get the very perfect at the very first time. So use the jumper wire if you are not good at that. Okay, now the next thing, I have connected the output and I have connected the ground. The next thing is the capacitor. So I am going to attach that capacitor over there. That capacitor over there, since it has to be connected with the output and the ground. And where is the output? I told you this one is the output and this one is the ground. So I am going to attach this capacitor over here with this one, and the ground pin is this one. So this is going to be attached like this. I hope everyone has an idea what I am doing. So this is the output and the ground, and I am going to use this again. Solder iron is a little, this is done. And so again you can see, so the capacitor is attached over there. ठीक है, बिलाल की तरह से zoom in करते, थोड़ा सा मेरे इस एरिया में zoom in करो जहाँ पे है, ताकि everyone can have a look. Not very much zoom, but थोड़ा सा zoom. हाँ, ठीक है. अच्छा, I have these wires. Now it's totally up to you if you can take out these wires during the process, or when all the wires are there, then you can use it. Now I am going to peel it off just now. Very carefully, as I told you previously also, when you are going to cut these ones, either hold it down so they don't fly at anyone's eyes or even your eyes over there. Secondly, this one over here, so I am just cutting out. So now the capacitor is also attached. Now the other thing which has to be attached is the input. Now over here the input is actually this pin over there, this point over here. So what I am going to do, I am going to use this one, the block connector, and this block connector. Now here I am going to do a small trick over there. This one I am going to place it here. So you can see this is connected with this one, and from here to here I am going to bridge it with the solder again. So again you can see, so I am not going to bridge this one with this one. It's still a big blob over there, but still you can see it's working. Now just to check it out again, if it is working with the connectivity, converting it over there. So this is that point, and this is connected, and it's connected with the all over there. Okay. So now it's very easy. You can see now what I have done over here. I have the input over here. The output is at the topmost line. The lower one is still not connected with the output. It's not still 5 volts over there. The pin is there. Now what I can do over here, I can make a small jumper wire from this point and connect it over here. Okay? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to use another jumper wire, and let me peel it off. Not in the right direction. क्या देने? DC देने यहाँ पे हम DC. हाँ, मैंने इसमें खुद दिए हैं. मैंने यहाँ पे सिर्फ 5 volts दे रहा हूँ. ग्राउंड के लिए मैं अलग लगाऊंगा एक नीचे. ग्राउंड के लिए मैं यहाँ एक अलग लगाऊंगा, अभी आपके सामने. I will just will be complete, you can see afterward. ठीक है? So I have this one. Now one thing very important, how you are going to cut these jumper wires. When you have this one, put it over here. Now since I am going to use the whole area, so be very careful. Cut it like this. Now peel it off. Let me use. एक second. I'm just actually peeling off the. So now this length should be so much that it is exactly on the level of the ठीक है जी. I hope everyone has an idea on this one. ठीक है? It should not be saggy. ठीक है? It should be with the Vero-Board line. It should be perfectly parallel to that one over here. Now Bilal, एक वो वहाँ से वो ले आओ masking tape थोड़ी सी. Now we will give you some masking tape, but not in that much quantity, so that whenever you are putting the jumper wires, you can put a small tape. Then afterwards you can cover it upside down, and then you can have the soldering done over there. Now apart from this one, the next thing is going to be the block connector, the ground block connector. I am going to connect that block connector just away from the whole circuitry. Assuming it, I am going to take the whole space. So I'm going to put it at this point supposingly. So this is that ground, just confirming it out. Yes, this is connected with the, I can connect it with the above one. It's totally up to me how I'm going to connect it. So you can see this is connected with the ground one. I will just see. Abhi aa jata thodi der. Dikhao ji. Masking tape. Okay. So just take one set of masking tape and I guess this much enough is for the, so I'm just putting it over here and I have the soldering iron again working. Now they have given me a 60-watt soldering iron, so it's extremely hot. The ones which you have in your toolbox, it's approximately I guess 30 or 40 watts. So this one is a little hot, so it's difficult for me to manage even, because the more hot it becomes, the more difficult it is to hold the solder over there when it is in melted condition. You can see this blob, and again I am making this blob. So again I am going to cut the remains of it, and this one is left, so let me just take it on. So you can see I will use this masking tape again, so I am just placing it over there. So you can see now I have the 5 volt and the ground regulator is working, the block connectors are working over there. So the upper portion of my circuitry is now working. Now the next thing I have to place is the 7 segment which I have over here. Now I will not place this 7 segment directly over here. As I told you, you can burn it out. So I am going to use the female header over there. This female header, now this one is a 5 pin on the top, 5 pins on the bottom. So what I will do, I will use this female header over here with me, and I will cut 5 pins over there. You can use this again, the wire stripper or the side cutter. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I am just cutting this one. So this is 5 pin, 5 pins for the lower, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold it, don't cut it like this, otherwise it will be flying again in the other one's eyes or your eyes even. So this is again 5 pins. So I have this 5 pins. Now what I am going to do, 5 pins attached over here with the lower half, 5 pins attached over here with the lower half over here. Now keeping it over here, since I am doing it to work over here, so I am going to place it just at center over here. So you can see now I've done it like this. Now the reason of putting the female headers and then also the 7 segment is this, because if you just place the female headers, they will not be at the 90-degree angle. So when you will put that 7 segment back inside that slot, the distance will not be accurate. So I'm placing it, and then again I'm going to use this masking tape over there, assuming this is okay, and just like this, so it does not fall down when I'm going to turn it off and on. So this is like this one over here. So now I'm going to solder this one. I hope everyone can have a view on this one. It's difficult to actually. So this is the first one, the second one. Please remember, the quantity of solder does not decide your connection is good. The solder on all 3 sides or all 360 degrees of the pin, that decides how good a quality solder. And it should be a hilltop like. Okay? So it should not be a big blob, it should not be, and it should be a hilltop structure on all the sides of the pin over there. So, and I hope everyone has seen that hilltop which I have drawn on the pins on the website also, ep.ng.com.pk. So I have the 5th pin. So this is connected. Okay? So I have the 7 segment connected over here in this fashion. Okay? Now I know the pin configuration. I will talk about the transistors a little later. Let me just put the IC first over there. Okay? I will put the IC first. So the first thing I have to do over here is putting the IC. So again I will be using this female header over here for the IC. I have the IC over here. Now when this IC is bought newly, the legs are a little stretched. Okay? They are not at 90-degree angles over there. So what you have to do, you have to bend them a little from both sides. But be very, very careful, because if you bend it more, then the leg is going to break. So be very, very careful. Just try to make it 90 degrees as I have done it over here. Now just count it how much pins are there in this IC. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 8 pins on the top, 8 pins on the bottom. So again I am going to cut 8 pins from this one. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this is 8 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and I hope this is 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this is 8. So now again, before putting it, I am placing this one. Be very, very careful again. These legs can bend very easily. So this is the 8 pins connected over there. This is again the same 8 pins connected over there. Okay, by chance this is not 8, this is 7. So I'm just cutting it over there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Actually, I asked the lab staff to actually put a small light source over here because it's difficult for working like this. Anyway, so be very, very careful when putting in this one. Any leg can bend and break. So you can now see 74LS47. Now how you are going to point out? If you remember your data sheet, there was a top notch over there. This notch, if everyone can see it. Okay? This notch over here, this notch actually tells me that which one is pin number 1, which number is pin 2, 3, 4, according to your data sheet. Now if you see this notch on this left hand side, so the pin facing towards me from the left hand side, this is pin number 1, where my mouse is, pin number 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So if you remember your circuit diagram, on the circuit diagram I have given a data sheet over there. The pins will have to connect the A, B, C, D, E, F, G. They are on the top side. So it's easy for me. So I'm going to place this IC over here like this one. So it's easy for me to actually make the resistor connection from here to here. Now one thing very important, please be very careful over here. Since I have only G, F and AB on the topmost side, so I will take the resistors from here to here. Very good. But there are 3 pins on the bottom. I still have to connect them from here to here. So I will deliberately make some distance over here between this one. So the resistance, all the jumper wires, they can come from here to here. Okay? So I have made this finger spacing over here in this 2 over here so that I can then have it. So now putting this IC and placing this masking tape over here. So now it should be tight so that it does not fall down. Now I have again it over there. I hope this is in the, no, sorry, this is not in the right direction. Why? Because it has to be, yes, now it is. So you can see now this is, yes, this is confirm okay. I have again the soldering iron in my hand. I am now going to place this over here. Just see this, this should be the art which you should learn throughout this whole lab. Place this tip on the pin and touch it with the pin or the soldering iron. It will melt instantly. If it is not melting, this means either the soldering iron is not hot or you are not having, and if some by chance, if you are not having that melt instantaneously, what you can do, you can take that paste what you have been given to you in your box. I have this special paste, it's a little expensive one. So what I can do, I can make that soldering wire in that paste, have that soldering paste attached on the soldering wire, and now it will melt instantaneously. Okay? If it is not melting, then certainly your soldering iron is not that hot. So this should be very fastly done. So this one is this pin, this one is this pin over here. I hope this is Bilal. We need a lamp over here. यहाँ रोशनी बहुत कम है. मुझे नजर नहीं आ रहा है सरली स्पीकिंग. So you can see all the 8 pins over there. Now I know they are not connected to any other. So this just a check over there so that you can do it over there. So just checking it out over there. It's not connected with any other over there. So it's not connected with any other pin. Now one thing very important, last time, in fact 1.5 years back, I bought a small Vero-Board again from Hall Road, and I patched a circuit. It was a different circuit, and somehow I spent approximately 14 days on debugging the circuit. It was not working according to my design. I did not remember it that I have to see the back because it's again Chinese stuff. The 2 tracks can be touched together, or they are deliberately done over there. So after 14 days or wasting those 14 days, and I switched it back and saw, okay, now the 2 pins. So sometimes their 2 tracks are also joined together. It's a manufacturing fault. So please check it when you are actually working on it, when you are soldering it, maybe the 2 tracks are joined together. So it can also happen. Okay. So okay, every time it's not your error, it can be the device error also. So I have this now IC over there. Now, since 5 volt is on this pin, 5 volt has to be provided at this pin, ground has to be provided at this pin. Again, no need of jumper wires. Again, I can use a bridge over here because they are still very easily to be placed over there. So 5 volt on this pin over here. So I'm going to place this 5 volt bridge from this point. This is a little hot. This is done. Yes, this is done. 5 volt, and the ground pin is going to be this one. So this is my ground pin. Sorry. The ground pin is at this point. This is the ground pin. So ground is connected with this one. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to bridge these two. They are the same ground, so don't need any separate ones. So I'm just going to connect it with this one. This is a little difficult because of the angle. So it's a little big blob, but still it's okay. Let me just check it out again with the 2 probes. So this is the ground. So you can see I can connect it over here, and so this is still connected. So the ground is working. It's not connected with any other one. So the 2 ones are already connected over here. So the ground and the VCC has been given. Now if you can see the circuit diagram over there, the circuit diagram has the pin number 3 and pin number 5 of the IC connected to 5 volt. Now why this is done, I'm not going to go into the details of that one. It's a requirement for that IC. You have to connect pin number 3 and pin number 5 to 5 volt so that it can have that IC working over there. So which is pin number 3 and pin number 5? Pin number 3 is this one, 1, 2, 3, this one pin number 3. What is pin number 5? This is 4, this is 5. So I have this one connected with, also this is also VCC. So I am going to connect this pin number 3 and this pin number 5 with 5 volts over there at the bottom. So this is pin number 3 and this is pin number 5. So again I am going to use that bridge over here and pin number 3. So this is pin number 3 and I am going to connect it with pin number 3 and this is pin number 5. Just put 2 blobs on the 2 tracks, and then afterwards when you have to make a bridge, melt in between and take the soldering iron first. So this is now pin number 5. Let me just check it again. So this is pin number 3, pin number 5 connected with, so they are connected with the 5 volt VCC over there, and it's not connected with the other pins over there. Just checking it out. So now VCC and ground and anything has been connected over there. Now the next thing has to be connected. If you see the data sheet back over there, you have to connect a 330 ohm resistance from F, G, A, B, C, D, E over there. So I am going to use the 330 ohm resistance. Where is my breadboard? This is the 330 ohm. I hope this is 330 ohms. Now 330 ohms. Now what I will do over here, if you see the topmost point, there is G, F, A and B. Now I have to connect G, F, A and B. So what for that, I am going to connect the F pin first. F pin is this one. So this is F pin over there, and from this F pin I am going to put it from the second pin over here like this. Please correct me if I have done any mistake. I hope everyone is having a view. So this is my from the second, the 17th pin to the second pin over there. So this is my 330 ohm resistance. The next one is the G pin. So this is connected with this one, and this is connected with the topmost. So this is like this over there. G and F pins are connected. Now I'm going to put all the resistances over here. Then I will solder it up. So it's going to save me some time. So this is now the A pin. A is the next. So A is already there. So I'm just placing it. You can see I'm placing it the center pin, and then this is the So this is A. There is no need of actually making all the resistance in parallel. Still, if they are in straight lines, it's completely okay. So this is A. The next one is B over there. So this is one is B, and this is sorry, I have placed it wrong. Common pin कर दिया मैंने इसको. So let me correct it. Okay. This one. Sorry. Okay. So this is the A, and the next one is B. Just confirming it out. Yes, this is B, and from here to this one. Okay, now when you have placed this 4, I will just stop over here and place this masking tape on this one, so I can now have the soldering done from the back side. So over here, just make these wires which are coming out in the same direction, like this one. So I have this one over here. Now I'm going to solder them over here. This is the first whatever the pin it is, number, and let me just make them a straight one, so I don't need to actually. So okay, this is the center pin. ये मैंने दो एक जगह डालनी है. One is connected here and here. So again, let me just put it first on this side. So and this one pin. Now the other 4, be very, very careful. Okay, so now I'm going to cut these ones. So I hope just doing a double check on the connections. So you can have this one connected with this one. Now when you're going to connect between these two, it's not going to buzz because there is a 330 ohm resistance in between. So you can just measure the resistance if you want to measure it. Otherwise this is just going to be connected with this one. So this is just a double check over here. It's not connected. So now the 4 A, B, G, F, A, B are connected. Now there are remaining still 3 pins over there, which is the C, D and E. Now those C, D and E have to be connected to the lower portion over here, this one. Now how I'm going to connect them over there, I don't have that much big resistance which I can route through this plane over here in the S-style. So what I'm going to do over here, see this thing, I'm going to make this resistance attach over here at this point. And I'm going to attach another resistance over here from this point to this point. And I hope I have third resistor over here. क्या करने लगे? हाँ वो वैसे ही करना पड़ेगा जैसे वो मैं देख कर लेता हूँ. So what I have done over here. So what I have done, please see, please no docking. These 3 pins taken from these 3 pins, the last remaining pins on the 74LS47. I have taken this 1, 2, 3. Now what I will do over here, from these ones I will put a jumper wire from here to here. Okay, so this will become easy for me. Now the 7 resistances, you can see they are looking aesthetically also better, and they are now, I'm just going to place the jumper wires here and just make these jumper wires in straight lines. And again complete the solder. So actually, one thing very important, the fumes which are, these are dangerous to inhale. So never ever do this soldering inside a closed room and an air conditioned room. This is very, very important. Air conditioned room, everything is impact, so the same air is actually being inhaled and exhaled, so it's very dangerous over there. So it should be something in area which is well ventilated. So I'm just now going to cut these remaining 3. So these 6 are there. Now I have to use the jumper wire, so I'm going to use maybe some white color. White color will still look fine on this one, so I'm just going to cut some jumper wires over there. So let me use this one. Okay, the first pin over here, if you see the circuit diagram, let me take it from the farthermost point, that is E over there. So E has to be connected from this point over here. So this means I have to connect it from here to like this point. I hope everyone is getting over there. The farthest most point over here from this point to this one is E, because the last pin is E over there. So first of all, since this has to be at 90 degrees over there. So okay, the jumper wire is extremely bad. So this is my E, and since I just want to make it exactly at 90 degrees, so what I'm going to do over here, I'm going to cut it in such a way that it is approximately this length, and this is my E. I'm going to hold it with this now because the jumper wire is now quite small. So this is my E point over here, and this is connected with this one. So I'm not going to wait for the other ones because this is a right angle jumper wire, so this will create a problem for me afterwards. So I'm just going to solder it anyway. This is one, and where is the second one? This is the, so just cutting it. So this is E. The next one is, okay, next one is D. So this means I'm going to again do the same thing. So this is D connected from this point, to this point. So I'm just cutting it over here, maybe like here, and this is E. So just doing it like this. Be very, very careful when using the jumper wires. Some are very hard, some are very, very soft. So this is going to be my D point. Okay, the D point, and okay. So this is my D point. Let me put this one with the, this is D point, and this is connected with the last jumper wire is the C point. If anyone has an access to LAN wire, if anyone has at home, or anyone, LAN wires are very, very good jumper wires. These are the same the LAN wires. So LAN wires के अंदर Cat 5 या Cat 6 wires है. This is the same. इतनी अच्छी नहीं है, मैं एक और पार्ट लेता हूँ इससे. Okay, so the next pin is C. So this is the center one. So this is C. So from this C, I have this one over here. So like this one. So I'm now going to hold it like this, and So this is my So now I'm going to solder the last jumper wire. So this is the. So now I'm going to cut this remaining. So now A, B, C, D, E, F, G, they are all connected over here. Now what is remaining are the two transistors and the inputs to the IC. Now if you see the IC has, I told you, A0, A1, A2, A3 or ABCD, whatever nomenclature you want to use it. Now I have this 4-bit switch over there. Now since I want to give 5 volts over here, easy way around, since load 1 is already 5 volt, so I can attach from here to here like this, and this will straight away, not maybe from this point, maybe this is a little I have done over here. So what I will do, I will make this one over here like this, and then I will attach the jumper wires from that point over here. So this is the first switch over here, and the first switch is going to be placed over here like this, and this is the first pin. This is not the very best of the. किसके साथ? नो ओनली कॉपर. नहीं वो प्लास्टिक नहीं है, मैं भी करता हूँ. Acha, the reason, if you can see over here, these pins were not getting the solder very good. The reason behind it is because whoever has bought this 4-bit switch, the pins are a little rusted. अगर रस्ट होगा आपकी पिंस के ऊपर, इट विल नॉट. सो दुकानदार ने आपको कुछ पुराना माल पकड़ा दिया है जो कि रस्टेड है, इस वजह से उसके साथ वो चिपक नहीं रहा. अदरवाइज दिस इज easy. So now I have this one over here, the 4-bit switch over there. Okay, please, 4-bit switch over here. Now the next thing, I'm going to use this green color jumper wire to connect A0, A1, A2, A3. Now the first thing, if you can see the data sheet खोल लो अपनी, diagram खोल लो. Where is A0? A0 is the pin number. Tell me the pin number on the IC. 7th pin. Now it's totally up to you which one over here. Since this is 1, 2, 3, 4, and since when you are facing it towards you, you know this one is, you can call it A0, A1, A2, A3. This will give you a big demonstration that how the binary number is there. So I'm going to call this 4th pin as A0, 3rd pin as the 3rd switch over here as A1, then this is A2 and A3. So this means the 4th pin has to be connected to A over there. So A is A0 over there. So I am going to connect this one with this one. So this is A0. So I'm going to attach this one from here, this pin. This is the A0 to this pin over here. So just taking again, now this is totally up to you. You will get this with experience. Cut this according to your requirement size, and then afterwards you can peel off the this one is the, so this has to go in the 2nd pin. So you can see now this is the 4th pin to the 4th switch to the A0 1 point. So this is the 4th pin, and I'm going to solder it first, so otherwise the tape is actually not very good now. So it won't be attaching. So this is the switch number 1 attached. Now I'm going to use the, there is a green wire. Green wire. Yeah. So I'm just trying to go with the same color on every side. So this is the third pin. Gee, where is A1 or B? B is on the farthest most point, pin number 1. So this has to go in again straight line and cut this one according to your requirements. Let me just cut it over here like this, and this has to again peel it off like this, and just cut it like this. So now I have this one here. So this is my, you can see. Now I will just do the other one first. So the next one is third pin or A2 connected with pin number C, which means this pin number 2. So this is going to go from here to this point. Again I am cutting it over here from like this and like this one, holding it with the, I hope this works. This is the third one connected with the, now this is a little lengthy, so what I will do, I'll just peel it off a little more. So this is my third pin to the second. So I will just now solder it, make the fourth one a little later on. So I will just solder this one. So if your pins, whatever, maybe the jumper wires or maybe your pins on your IC or anywhere, if they are rusted, you can borrow some abrasive paper or sandpaper and rub it over there before putting it in the circuit, because IC will be working, whatever the case may be, but it has got rusted because of the moisture environment. So you can actually rub off the rust on that one. So I'm just now going to cut this one with this one. पेपर कटर से ज़रा मुश्किल हो जाएगा. Abrasive paper is very easy to actually use. कटर से आप करोगे तो you have a chance of actually damaging your hand even. आपके हाथ पे लग जाएगा कटर. It's quite sharp. Okay, the fourth pin is the, let me use the other one. So I have this one. So the fourth one, which is D. Be very, very careful. Always have the flat side going away from you, because then it will be actually peeling off very fastly. Otherwise it will take some tries from you. Gee, which one is this? This is actually sixth pin. So sixth pin is here, and from here this is the sixth pin. So this is the sixth pin. I am again holding it. The smaller the jumper, it's very, very difficult to actually peel it off. So it's very difficult to actually peel off the smallest of the jumper wires. I hope this is in the 6th, 6, 7, 8, yes. Like this one. And let me just solder it. Where it is here. And where is the last one? You can see now. Okay, now you can see now the connections are done for the switch also. But if you remember the circuit diagram, I told you there has to be a pull down from 1K. Now by chance over here I have the ground available over here easily. So I can now attach the 1 kilo ohm resistance from each of these four to the ground pin over here at this point. So this I can attach from here to here. This is the ground. I hope this is the ground. Yes, this is the ground. And again another resistor from here to here. This is the ground path from here to here. Okay, one thing very important, since you are just beginner, so one thing very important, when you are attaching the resistances, please make them, if they are the same resistances, the color coded should be in the same direction. It looks a little easy to actually design the circuit, and if there is an error you can do the debugging afterwards yourself also. So this is the 1K resistance, and you can see now I have attached the 4 of them from the pins to the ground over here. So now I can put a very small masking tape so that they don't fall down, and then afterwards just make them over here like this. Now I can actually solder them over here. This is the ground, so I'm just going to solder it. So moving it 11. So this is the first. Be very careful when holding this soldering iron. I don't know why it is a little shaky at present. You can see this is a little shaky. Yours should not be that much shaky. If it is, please tight it from the laptop so it does not shake. So you can see. Okay, so I have now the 1K resistance also added. Now the only 2 things remaining in this whole circuitry are the 2 transistors. Transistors ka hai? Ek mere paas tha, yes. Okay, if you go back on the data sheet, I hope everyone can download the data sheet over there. If I have the data sheet in front of me, this is the pin facing towards me. I told you the topmost is CBE. So this means this is collector, this is base, this is the emitter over there. So CBE over there. Now if you see your data sheet, the circuit diagram in front of you, I am talking about the topmost common point over there. So I have the VCC, 10 ohm resistance there, and then I have so the C collector has to be connected over there with the resistance, and from that resistance it has to be connected with the 5 volt. So what I am going to use this, how I am going to use this one. So I am going to place it supposedly here. So this will be C, B and E. Now see over here what I have done. I have placed this transistor in such a way over here, as you can see. This is my C, this is B, this is E. C, B, E. Okay? So C I can connect. Now just to get it a little, I am placing it a little below. Now this is C, B, E. Now from the emitter, a jumper wire will originate from here till the second point over here, the center pin over there. Now this jumper wire will go on the top. By chance it is like this, otherwise you can have any other position and you can make it closer to the circuit diagram. Now one thing you can do easily over here, if you want to save some space, because this area, as you can see, this is empty. Okay? So what I can do, I can take this one and place it from here till here point. So I can now have the input jumper pins over here, and the base resistor can be easily attached, and the emitter can be directly attached to the center pin. So I don't have to move a jumper wire from the top of the resistances over there. So I will just attach it over here. So let's see how this works. So now transistor, again the same logic. Please do not insert it fully over there. Otherwise, if you want to desolder it and again use it for some other purpose, it will be very difficult for you. So I've just made it such a way that some legs are actually just coming out. The remaining are still intact over there. And I have, instead of placing them in adjacent cells, I have placed one space marking over there. One spacing is over there. So I'm just going to have this one over here. This one is the collector, base and emitter. So this one is this one and this one. So I have now CBE. Now where is C connected? C is connected with VCC through a 10 ohm resistance. Where is 10 ohm resistance? Actually, I'll have to verify it, or maybe this is 10 ohms. You verify closer, 10 ohms hai, color code se. Okay, from 10 ohms, and then I have a 1 kilo ohm resistance, okay, with the base. Now, how I am going to use this one, very importantly, since I am going to attach the input over there, so what I am going to do, I am going to use this second pin over here, and since the last pin over here is empty, so I am going to attach it like this. Okay, from the center of the transistor to the last pin on the Vero-Board. So here I can attach a male header, which I will use afterwards. So this is the base one. This is a little, let me use this over here to this point. So this is my base 1 kilo ohm resistance, and I'm going to attach this. Now since this is dirty now, one thing I can actually clean it off. If there is a sponge pad over there, get it wet. इसको किसी को भेजो इधर इसको गीला करके लो बाहर से. Okay, meanwhile it's returning. So this is the first, and like this. This is the base resistance where I am going to give the signal, and 10 ohms ही है वो. Okay. So 10 ohms. Now 10 ohms has to be connected with the collector to VCC. Now VCC is already there over there, so I can attach it from this pin to this pin, and this will work easily. So it's already connected with this one. My tape is almost now without any adhesive property now. So let me just connect this one. And okay, so now the VCC is connected, the base resistor is also connected. The only jumper wire which I now need is from this to the center point. Now center point I can connect from the top or the below, it's totally up to me. Now since the lower one is easier to access, so I will just connect a jumper wire from here to here, so I can use a white one over here just in case. So from this point I am going to make it to the center point, so I am just going to cut it according to the length over here like this, and this is going to the common point. This is the supply point, the common point or the center pin, the VCC point. Yes. So I have this one. Sorry बेटा, आपने मोबाइल की बैटरी आज हमने डिस्चार्ज कर दिया है. Actually I asked them to for a big light on this one, so it's illuminated and the video can also be made easily. But you know, this is Pakistan, they don't listen that. So I'm going to just peel it off this point. So this is my emitter to the center point. It's totally up to me how I actually. Okay. This is the, just confirming it out, is this is connected with the Saturn. Yes, it is, and my tape is totally, I'm out of the tape almost, but anyway, I will try to still work on this one. Okay, where is that point? The center pin is this one. We just move. I'm not moving, please, this is very, very important. You are not moving this one. I am moving the solder wire. I am just touching it with the pin and the board, that is actually the copper. So you can see I am just placing it over there and I am moving my over there. So just cutting again the remains over here, and now this is connected. So now the transistor is connected over there. Male header. Now over here, I'm not just to save the time, because I want everyone to actually make 50% of this today. So I'm not putting the dot transistor here. Okay? You can do it yourself. I'm just going to turn it on and just show you how it works. The dot you can transfer, you can attach, because that's the same thing over there. I'm just going to put the male header. Now how I'm going to put the male header? Now male header I can place over here. Supposedly I have this 2 pins, I want to have it. Now since if you can see on this point, this is VCC, this is the male header pin point. So what I will do over here, I will cut approximately 3-pin male header from here and place it from here to here. Now what I will do, when I want to turn it on, I can just place a metal object between these 2 points and it will turn on. No need of any jumper wire. If you will place it far apart, then you will have to use a jumper wire from that point when you want to turn it on. Now when I'm putting the male headers over there, the advantage I will be getting, I can connect this point to the microcontroller and turn on the supply or turn on the display on my discretion of the code. So here I am placing it just adjacent to each other. So I'll just have a metallic point, connect these two, and it will start working because I am giving 5 volt supply. The microcontroller is also going to give a 5 volt supply. So over here, this is the one male header point, and I hope this works. This is not very good at the point, but still, anyway, I will try. It works. So here I am not going to make the bridge. This is very, very important. I am just trying to place it. So just verifying it, yes, it's working fine. So I have now this one. Okay, now before you turn on everything and turn off the soldering iron, so it gets a little hot, I will just also make it clean. You can see I'm just rubbing it with the pad and it's clean now. Okay, now before I turn it on, I'm not going to make it deliberate straight away on and just turn it on. I will take off my 7 segment and my IC and just first of all check it out that my regulator is still giving me 5 volt. Okay? So I'm going to take off my the 7 segment, and one thing very important, when you are going to take out this 7 segment, please use some thing over here. So okay. This is 1015, right? Approximately, they have told us. Okay, so on karo. किसी ग्रुप के पास अभी तक सामान ना हो, ओनली यू और अभी नहीं है, ग्रुप भी नहीं बनाया है, दूसरा बंदा आया ना, वो भी नहीं आया। Okay. अच्छा, technically I am now going to give 7 volts or 10 volts to this one. So the first thing, turn on the power supply. You can't actually. अभी मैं निकालता हूँ, ऐसे भी निकालता हूँ. And the ground pin. The power supply is behaving erratic. क्या है ये? नहीं 5 वोल्ट नहीं दे रहे ना, रेगुलेटर ऑन कर रहे हैं. ये हिल रही है, ये ठीक है. इस तरफ वाली नहीं ओवर करंट नहीं, वैसे हिल रही है. अंदर से बहुत आ रही है. वो रिले है वो सेट नहीं हुई, इसकी एडजस्टमेंट पॉइंट नहीं सेट हुआ है. ये देखो ना, ये कंटिन्यूसली ऑन ऑफ हो रहा है. हाँ, ये देखो ये क्या है. अब ठहरो इसको. Okay, one thing I am going to check first what voltage I have. The white one is the positive. So ठीक है साहब. 7 point. फर्क है. It's changing every time. 6.7, 6.9. ठीक है. 7. चलो okay. Anyway, first of all I will take off the IC first, Be very, very careful when taking off the IC. Why? Because just do it from one side a little, then from the other side a little, and then one, then one. Otherwise, if you will do it from the one side, it will be having the legs bent down. Now one thing, whenever you are turning on the circuit, please take off any remains, because otherwise the point will be shorted out. So I am now giving 7 volts to this one. So I have this screwdriver in my hand, and the screwdriver is a bit large one. So this is my 7 volts positive over here given to this pin, and this is the ground over here. The ground has to be given over here. Just turn it. Okay. Now I have the voltmeter here. This is the 7 volts. Let me check the 7 volt. This is 7.12. And now where is 5 volts coming? 5 volt is at the topmost line, which means this should be at this point. You can see this is 4.99 volts over there. And similarly, it has to be 5 volts at this pin. So this is also 5 volts at this pin. So you can see the circuit is working fine. I can now place the IC, and now I can also have the 7 segment also attached over there. So what I will do now, let me just turn off it over there. Now I am going to attach the same over here. Be very, very careful when you are doing it like this one. And the IC again, do not place it upside down, then it is finished. Now placing it back inside this is going to be a little difficult one for newcomers even. Pins are a little shaky. So all the pins should be in line. So now this is working. So now this is at this point, turning on over there. Now this display is not still working. The reason, because 5 volts on the supply line I am not giving it. Now hopefully it should work for the first time. Otherwise there can be errors. Don't worry. If there are no errors, this means that. Now what I am going to do over here, I am going to give a signal. I have used a jumper wire to connect it. Otherwise I will have to hold hand over there. Otherwise there are, if anyone has done some little work on hard disk, there are jumpers settings on that one. You have to make master and slave. वहाँ पे छोटे-छोटे jumpers मिलते हैं. Those jumpers can be installed over here to work on that one. Now, as you can see, what I am giving over here, I am not giving any signal. I am giving 0, 0, 0, 0. So that's why displaying 0. Now, if I want to display 1, this means I have to make this 4-pin A1. So this will now become 1. Now, if I want to display 2, this will be 2. If I want to display 3, this will be 3. If I want to display 4, this will be 4. Now this is not working. This means there is some error. Let me just see afterwards what is happening error. Just let's see first of all how everyone. 5, this means this pin is not working. Why it's not working, we'll see afterwards. Then this is 6. 6, this is not working. 7, this is 7. 1, 2, 4. 1, 2, 4, this is 7. And if I have it, 8, it's not working. So this is a little confusing. 9, the IC is maybe faulty over here. Let me change the IC. Because here some pins are working, some are not working. So this means there may be some error. ये possible है. This IC खराब आती नहीं है ऐसे आमतौर पे, but 74LS47. I hope ये आपने मुझे 74LS47 ही दी है, कोई और तो नहीं दे दी पकड़ के. क्या कर रहे हो बेटा? all the pins should be in line. So I have now this one, this is 0. Let me again confirm, this should be 1, 1 is working. This should be 2, 2 is working. 2, 3 should be working. 4 still not working. Okay, we just see, there must be some error, though I see any kharab ho sakti. This is 5, so this means A, B, C. C pin is not working. So we'll see just later on. So this is 5 and 6 is, again 6, this pin is not working. 7, nothing is working. And for 8, E pin is not working. So 9, this is not working. This is quite strange. किसी और के पास different IC हो from any other shop, because this is a little difficult to. क्या हो? नहीं देखो, किसी वक्त में कोई सेगमेंट जल रहा है, किसी में कोई सेगमेंट जल रहा है. तो अगर वो सेगमेंट कहीं जल रहा है, इसका मतलब है कि it's turning on, so it's not having a correction problem. It's a problem of your IC over here, but we are actually comprehending. Let me just confirm one thing. ये different है, एक second. Let me just confirm, please. Let me just confirm 2-3 things. The first thing is, when turning on, this should be 5 volts. Yes, this is 5 volt. Pin number 3 should be at 5 volt. Yes, this is. Pin number 5 should be at 5 volt. Yes, this is. And this should be at ground. Yes, this is. And okay, this is 8 at present. For 8, every pin should be. Now listen to this carefully. This is a debugging process, and by chance we have a faulty one, so we are debugging in this one. Now over here, this is G, F, A, B, C, D over here. Now each pin should be giving 0 because it is sinking the current. Okay? So here 0, here this is not working. So this means that the IC is not giving the pin over there, or maybe the current is not coming from that point. So let me just confirm it out. This pin, it is coming a voltage at this point, so this is turning on, but afterwards at this pin this is not. So maybe this is the third pin. 1, 2, 3 is working. IC change karte hain. Let me change the IC. This is 8. Three, 7 not working. This is some error from our side. Achha, please double check, please over here. Double check over here. A0, A1, A2. Are they in the right direction? Please verify it on this one. This one is A0. Please verify. This is with the pin number 7. On your data sheet, I don't have my laptop working at present. Please verify. This is A0 connected with pin number 7 on circuit diagram. Pin number A1 connected with the first pin. Done. Then A2 connected with the pin number 2. Okay. A3 connected with pin number 6. Okay. So this means the data is. Let me just confirm the voltage. Again, black probe on the ground. Let me just confirm whichever voltage is coming on. This is 0 at present. This is A1. This is off, and it should be 8 displayed over here in this sequence. So this should be. This is not working. This is not giving me any voltage. This is not giving me any voltage. This has to be at this point. This is not working. Okay. I think so. We have got the error a little. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is okay. जी किसी ने देखा मसला क्या है? एक मसला नजर आ गया है. कोई बताएगा मुझे मसला? जी नहीं It's mistake from my side. The point. Hanji, look closely in this area. G, these two pins are in the same wire. So this pin has to be over here in the first one. So what I will do over here, I will just cut this, and over here I will have to make the soldering iron again on. Okay, turn off this one, and I see the thing. So you got the error. So let me just correct it. Meanwhile, I will have the jumper wire. Kahan gaya? I'm trying to have green color one. Now please, one thing very important, I did not do it deliberately, by chance it happened, and you will also do it. Okay? But if you will land in some mistake like this, if you bring it to us, maybe the teacher or the lab staff or maybe the TA, maybe he will take some time. So I am doing this debugging in front of you, do it yourself. This will help you a lot in your next courses to follow on. Because एक circuit को patch कर देना in the first try, maybe it's not working. It will always land you in some trouble. And this is just an overseeing. वो jumper wire थोड़ी बड़ी थी, इस वजह से वो अगले वाले hole में चली गई. Otherwise, it was just an oversight. Otherwise, this was not a very big mistake. So now I have to take this wire off. So I am going to now what I am going to do. So turn it on. It's still not hot. Now I'm going to use this sucker. So I have the sucker over here, and the pin is this one. So I hope this is still not hot. Let me just wait for it. And here is the solder I have kept. Okay. So I am going to take it off from that point. Okay, assuming this has enough solder. So you see now it's in melted condition. So now I will put it here, and now you can see it has sucked all the solder available at the pin over there. Now it's easy for me to actually take off this one, and now at the same point, this is this one going in the same slot, and this has to go in the first slot. So I will just turn it off from here, and so this is the now I have to look here, it does not go in the same one. So this is the, let me put some tape, and now I can solder it. So okay, so now again turn it off, turn it on, and the jumper wire is actually loose, so it's actually okay, come on, okay, 8, 9, 0, 1, 3, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, and at 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, it's nothing going to be displayed if you see the data sheet. So if I want to have just 8 displayed, this is 8, this is 9, and at 10 if you want to see, it will be a different figure like this as I told you in the data sheet. And then if you want to have the 11, then it is going to be 8 into 11 is 8, this one 11, and if you want to display 12 supposedly, then this is 8 plus 4, 12, 13, and then You have the 15 for there. You can have this. But here the point is it that you have this one over here. Okay, I am not done the dot pointer over here, the DP point over there. You can attach a similar transistor here in this area or on the top over here, and you can make that similar over there. Your Vero-Board, which you are going to submit me in the next lab, you will start today. Everyone will start today. If you have some extra Vero-Board with you, please give to that group, whoever is not having that equipment, and you will return it back to them. Okay? So ये उधर ना पेश किया जाए कि आप बस सामान नहीं है and you can't. Now one thing, everyone, Mr. Bilal will sign every Vero-Board. Okay? Whatever you are starting, your group number, whatever you have been assigned whatever your group number is, section is B. So B1, B2, B3, B4 or whatever the group number, and you have to complete this and submit me next time. Next time on the same camera I will show you how you are going to test it with the Arduino circuit or some other code. I will connect it over here and show you that how it's working. Okay? But just for now, this is the main prototype. The dot pointer is still missing over there. You will have to add it. Now this is the size constraint you can see. Try to make your circuit within this size. Okay? It should not be more than this size, because otherwise if you will make it elongated, the next experiment will be difficult for you to actually make it inside this area. Okay? So this is one thing. One thing very important, if your Vero-Board gets dirty or it gets problematic, please do not change it until and unless you show me or your TA that you are going to change it, because it has to be again signed, and then it has to be there will be some marks reduction as well, not for the first lab but maybe afterwards. So please use the same Vero-Board whatever you are working. So you have still time. This is approximately 10:44 at present. You have still time, 1 hour 15 minutes. So every group at least should have the regulator and the IC attached. The resistance part, everything you can do it afterwards when you reach back home or your hostels. But here, just for today, up till 12 p.m., please complete the regulator, the IC and the capacitor, all that part. Okay? So this is the circuit. I hope this is recorded. I will upload this video on the web as well. Give me that.